Because that's like what? How did they say it? The best form of flattery is imitation,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, somebody
Who
doing
said that? Drake?
No, I don't think so. I don't know who said. No, it was.
Cuzzo, hit him with that intro.
Welcome back to the Electives Podcast. This is episode 33. Today we have another guest for you guys. He is a social media master, if you will. We have Tanzi. Welcome, Tanzi.
Welcome, bro. Welcome.
Thank you for coming on the pod, man. Thank you for coming on the pod. So let's get right into it, man.
So tell us a little bit. Who is Tanzi? What are you up to these days?
Damn, man. So shit, Tanzi just kind of like created out like itself in a way, I guess. Being here in Illinois at first with my friends here, they got me into like music and stuff like that first. Like that's how it kind of just started. And they were just asking me like, what are you gonna call yourself and stuff, So that name actually came from like, listening to like Drake and Chris Brown and Lil Wayne, how they call themselves like Drizzy, Wheezy, and Breezy and stuff. That's the reason why I decided to call myself Tanzi. Kind of just, I liked it because it has like my name in it and like just like a little slang to it
Yeah.
And then, so I started doing music and I really actually started here. It wasn't really like, it was just a hobby thing. But then it's something you just started to like come like a little more serious to me. And then after like maybe like 2 years of it, I moved out to Cali again. I started actually meeting a lot of people that I never even thought I would meet, So that's how I started like being like all these like TikTokers, a camera guy. That's what I was doing. I was just recording people for like the first year, I want to say. So then after that, I started just doing music and started creating content for myself. And damn, it's just been going really good though with that. Like,
That's
honestly,
what's up, man.
It takes time, but it's going up now.
Right. Now, when you first made the choice to become, like an creator, what was what started that for you? Were you inspired by somebody in particular, or did you just say like, hey?
I think it was because I was around them so much that it made me want to do it as well because it seemed fun.
Yeah.
Even just being the camera guy was fun, but doing all that stuff has like the pros and cons.
Right.
Because you're like, when I was just the camera guy, I was like, stressed almost 24/7 because I was also the guy that had the ideas, the guy of telling the person what to do sometimes, So it was a little stressful sometimes, But I think like what really got me into trying to create content for myself was a fallout that I had with a friend. Like when I was their camera guy, you know what I'm saying? That's what really started like everything for me, because that kind of inspired me to just do my own thing and not like really trust anybody like that, but just do it for myself type stuff.
Okay, that makes sense. So like, what's the pros and cons of being a creator?
The pros on it is that, well, you obviously meet a lot of really cool people. You get really well connected. Like most of the times, you meet people that help you with, ideas, and then you get more opportunities to go to events and stuff like that, that you can collaborate with a lot of other creators also, and then you collaborate with brands as well. And like the cons of it, obviously, like sometimes things don't go your way, so half the time you're stressing out because you don't know what to put out. Half the times you're like literally you get stuck. It's like, how when you get writer's block, you get like a creative block and you just get stuck and you don't know what to do. Like I've had those moments where it lasted like a month sometimes. And it's hard.
Now, so, is there anything that you can do in that time period to kind of like help you reset?
Just go live. Me personally, I make live videos for like TikTok, right? So when I can't put out content, I'm stuck, I go to like my supporters on my live and they kind of like inspire me again, Gotcha. So that's usually how it starts, like how it goes. So, and then it really just depends like how entertaining you are as well, because the more entertaining you are, the more people you're gonna engage with when you're on live. So.
What's the downsides of aside from the creator's block?
What do you mean,
like downside of being an influencer or making videos every day? Like if somebody because like we live in like a day and age where all the kids, that's what they want to do nowadays. And I think it's important for them to understand the downside to all this too, because it's one thing to go to events and, you know, meet a bunch of people, but you know, there's always a downside to everything.
Well, the drama, man. Like, when there's drama, bro, they drag you, man. They're not like, they don't hold back, bro. They'll like, once you like get into like a whole, like say it's like, there's a drama going on, right? You get involved somehow.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it affects you big time. Like, it affects you big
with like
time.
another creator, or
Just in
like
general.
with your team in general.
No, just in general for you yourself, like your team. I don't think they really get affected, but just the people that, just you as a person.
Yeah.
Like for example, I was in this last, like, I guess another podcast, right? We talked
Right.
about a certain influencer because of some stuff that I guess we were just saying our opinion, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So that video that we put up on our social media platforms did over like, I think it hit over 1 million views on it. And then those creators we were talking about made a video about us, talking about us, like, why these grown ass men with beards talking about us, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, like, I'm only 27. This dude's like literally my age, and he was calling us old and stuff, right? But you see, like, all that like started beef for no reason,
Right.
but it was just like, we weren't really attacking him. We were like just saying, like, if that girl was like our daughter and he's messing around with a guy like this, we wouldn't support it, you know?
Oh, okay.
That's basically what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just giving your opinion.
Yeah.
Nah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
man.
Sometimes those don't go the right way. The opinions. People
No,
can't-
yeah, but you can't. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, and what I was gonna ask too is there, because you know they always say like in I'm just saying in Hollywood that there's no such thing as bad press, right? So like even though it wasn't supposed to go down that way, like in a way it kind of gave you guys more views, it gave them more views, so you know.
Well, yeah, it kind of, you, even though like it's
Balance it
bad
out.
sometimes,
Yeah.
you still benefit from it regardless. You know, you either get some new people that understand what you're saying, and but you also get those people that are like, why are you like picking on these people? You know.
Yeah.
But then those people that are like that, they support you regardless because they follow you to see if you talk
See
more.
if you're
You know.
talking- Oh, okay.
You know what
So
I'm
you
saying?
gain a follower then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get a little bit of exposure, I guess.
Yeah. Does that help like with the engagement, like with people commenting and stuff like that? Like, do you see that there's more comments or more engagement when it comes to like something negative or drama? rather than,
I've
like,
never
something
really
positive?
been into anything negative. I think I've only been into like two things. The first one was, well, that girl that I had a fallout with. She was an influencer as well, but I was her camera guy, and like that whole thing kind of gave me a bunch of engagement. So dealing with all that kind of helped me get some type of growth in my following and my engagement with all the people that I talk to now.
Dope.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
but we
that's
can
dope.
talk about that one later.
That one later. We'll bring that one up
Yeah,
later.
you guys can bring that
So-
one up later. I'll get
So,
into detail for that one.
Was influencing being an influencer always in the plans, or were you striving to do something else? Because I know you said you started with music. So was music kind of going to be your first lane, or were you already had your mind set on LA being an influencer? Was that already in the plans?
I think the influencer part was not in my books, I guess, like that I was
Yeah.
gonna do it in my life. But I think just being around the camera with my friends, you know, doing YouTube videos and stuff like that, it was always something that I wanted to try, I think.
Right.
But I guess now, like, music was for me was just a hobby. I would just do it for fun. It was just more like, you know what, like, it's fun. That's kind of how I just let out some feelings sometimes,
Right.
you know. But I never really took it serious to a point where, like, now in LA, I'm like doing shows, you know, like I go
Okay,
perform and shit. Like it's cool and whatnot, but but the social media part really started getting really serious like after I moved over there and I settled down over there. Like social media became like a big part of my life now, where I'm doing it for real, you know.
Okay.
But it was never really like
Like set in stone.
yeah.
Now, do you feel the jump to LA was needed, or could you have had the same success in Chicago? Well, I guess we're in Aurora, but Chicago obviously being the bigger city.
No, yeah, I think the jump to LA was the best thing I could have done.
Nice,
to be honest.
Nice.
Yeah.
Why? How come?
Because as soon as I got over there, it started like right away.
Yeah.
Like there was just like I was out because when I went over there, I was still doing photography. I was still taking pictures, recording people and stuff. And this girl that had just flew out to live in LA from Chicago, got there around the same time I did.
Okay.
So we became friends, and that's when me and her just started filming with each other. Like I started recording her the whole time for like I want to say like 6 months straight. Just recording videos until she blew up. She just blew up, right?
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, you know what, I want to do this too.
Yeah.
You know.
Dope.
So that it just like started in like immediately, and like I got connected with like a bunch of YouTubers like throughout those 6 months. I started working with like barbers and other creators, just collabing and stuff.
Oh, nice.
Like it's just
So the scene's a lot bigger over there.
Yeah.
Than out here.
Yeah, over there you can just. It's full of it's literally like filled with like a bunch of opportunities.
Dang.
So
is it better to build a network?
if
use that to
you're
your advantage?
if you're chasing like the social media dream, I guess California will help you a
It's one
lot.
of the hot spots.
Yeah.
Now the jump. Now everybody talks about how easy it probably sound. You make it sound easy. Yeah, I just I moved to LA, but obviously a decision like that's not that easy.
No.
So like when you were thinking about moving to LA, what was going through your mind? What was any intrusive thoughts, as Malcolm talks about? Like, what if I fail? Things like that.
Well, I knew if I didn't like it, I could always come back. But just the fact that thinking about just going over there and leaving everything behind, which is like my family here, and my friends as well. Like it was kind of like, damn, like I'm going over there. And I'm going to meet new people now, because I honestly, when I came over here, I had no friends left over there because they were like, everybody thought that I betrayed them because I left,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it's like, but no one, like, not going back, I made like a whole new set of friends, and it was just it was a different experience this time,
Yeah. Oh, because is this your second time
It
going
would
back
be,
to LA?
Yeah.
Yeah. But what was the difference between the first and the second time?
Well, the first one, I was too young to really like do anything,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I came over here like fresh out of like college and stuff. So
Yeah.
I was already like 19.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah, because that's tough, man. Because what was it? Justin did that.
Yeah, he did it too. Yeah, and I mean, I think there's also something to be said about we talk about all the time on the podcast taking a risk, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes when you take a risk and your back's against the wall, you don't have a choice but to figure it out.
I was definitely homesick though. Like
Yeah.
like the first year, it was bad, bro. I actually was coming over here more often at that time.
Wow.
Oh, dang.
Like I would come back like every month and a half or so.
Oh, man.
So my dad was spending on my tickets, I swear. I would buy my own too, but he would
Right.
I would tell him like, I
You
don't
wanna
want to be
see.
here for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I would
yeah.
come
See.
over here for like a weekend or whatever it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. that
Now,
probably
in that
tough.
process where you're like, man, I should just come back.
I think at that time I wasn't, but as of right now, I feel like now that I have a platform, if I were to come back over here, I can still grow on it.
Because you already built it.
Yeah.
Right.
So and then I know a bunch of other creators here in Illinois as well now.
Yeah.
That are trying to make the move to LA,
Mm,
but I don't know why they haven't pulled the trigger yet.
Okay.
yeah.
So the growth is in Hollywood.
Yeah, man. For the
Hollywood.
social media. Yep.
What'd you learn as an influencer over there? What were the kind of the key things that you learned could take somebody from, beginning to kind of where you're at? Because we looked at some of your numbers. You got a good following.
Yeah.
I think TikTok you're at like 40K or something.
I'm about to hit that.
Instagram you're like 10K. So I mean that's pretty successful. In my opinion.
for it being only
Yeah.
a year, I feel like that's
Yeah. Really.
it's only been a year for me, technically speaking.
Right.
Yeah.
Just doing all this.
Mhm.
Because before that, I was just like I said, a camera guy. I no one was following me.
Yeah.
No one was really looking at my stuff till like after the fact,
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's just staying consistent is like the most important thing. Like no matter what numbers you're getting, don't be afraid of continue to post, because a lot of people I've noticed, a lot of people that I've seen try to be in the social media, industry, they give up. Like they give up like really fast just because they're not getting the numbers they want. Like a lot of people really want to go into something and it work out like right away.
Instant gratification.
And like, people don't understand that you have to put the work in. You have to be consistent with it. Like along the way, you learn everything.
Yeah.
But you just got to be consistent with what you do, and you got to obviously be creative on what you post.
Right.
You know. So
would you say that being a cameraman helped you develop like a better eye for being an influencer?
Yeah, because
making videos for everybody else.
Well, it wasn't actually like the work. I think it was more paying attention to them.
Yeah, seeing the little.
So like seeing them, the way they work, and how positive they were when they were in front of the camera. You know, because you have to put a positive face up and a smile. Like you can't just look like all sad or whatever.
Eeyore wouldn't do well.
Yeah, Eeyore might. I mean, if he was just a sad channel.
Yeah.
You want to cry, go to Eeyore's channel.
No, yeah, but I think it takes time, and a lot of people want this to work out fast. And I think that's the biggest problem right now, like with young creators that don't understand like really what you have to do. Right. And me, like, I learned it from like a bunch of creators just working with them in general, And I've always asked for advice. Like, what do you think? Like, if this was to happen, like, what can I do? And they would always just give me the best advice that they could give me. Yeah. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why I feel like I'm slowly, finding my way there now. 'Cause just I think like anybody could do it. Like if you really just put your mind to it, just being consistent.
No, that makes sense. No, yeah. Who's kind of like an influencer or somebody that you're working with that kind of took you under their wing out there, that you kind of like your go-to person?
I honestly don't have a go-to person at the moment.
Okay.
I think it was just the person I thought was my friend was kind of like the person that I was kind of looking up to in a way.
Yeah.
But I think now I don't really look up to anybody, because everybody in the industry is their own person.
Right.
And you're gonna make your own name shine out there by yourself. But I mean, there is a lot of people I want to work with. I'm just not gonna go out there and be like, you gonna collab, or anything like that.
Yeah.
I just kind of like to let things sell itself and just happen by itself. So, but I continue just working on what I like to do.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah.
Have you ever dealt with like another influencer just being completely rude? Not wanting to work at all, or not wanting to.
I have actually, like, a couple times, but it wasn't like, it only happened to me once as an actual influencer now, and a couple times being like behind the camera and recording. So I like I helped like about like 4 influencers in a week that week, and 2 of them, which was the one that the main person I would help, and then another person that was like their friend, they were being rude to me because supposedly I wasn't getting their like the video right the whole time. So they were like nagging me to do it right, like, you're doing it wrong, like, what's going on? And I'm like, it's not me, like, it's just this area, like, there's no light, like, the light we have on the tripod isn't enough,
right?
And we're like in a really dark, like, it was like a street, like in Beverly Hills, but the lights aren't as bright, and there was like a bunch of like palm trees in the back, but it's dark at night already, like, you can't even see the palm trees anymore. But they were trying to do like this like spooky type of video, like, because it was around this time actually. So they were being rude to me, and then they got really mad at it. They didn't even want to record no more. So that when we like left the whole scene already, and we went out like to eat or whatever, like, they were telling me like, bro, like, what the hell is your problem? Like, we were supposed to get this video like this. Like, you were doing it wrong the whole time. Like, you weren't doing it how you usually do it. I'm like, and then obviously me, I didn't want to say anything, but I think when it came to a point where a person told me, like, her friend actually told me that maybe this isn't something for you. Like, when she said that, bro, that's when I low-key snapped, and I was like, dude, like, if you don't like how I work, like, you can go find somebody else to do this job. Right. Because at the end of the day, you're not paying me. I'm doing this for free for you.
Right.
So, Especially.
Now, what were you doing things for free to just kind of build your network base, or to try to get, kind of work your way in?
I didn't make no money off that. So I was working a full-time job and doing that at the same time. Okay. So every day, my schedule was a little different because I would only work 3 days, but I would work 12-hour shifts every day.
Okay, and then the rest.
So
of
then the
time
rest of the days, I was out filming. The rest of the days, right?
Okay.
So that's how my schedule was like, and what's it called? So then when I would go film for these people, you know, like I said, I never charged them. I never charged them a dime. I never charged them not even for like gas. I was the one driving.
Yeah,
At that.
And driving in LA is crazy.
Yeah, and I lived like LA has like 4 different sides. The north side, obviously, the east side, the west side, and then, you know, south side, whatever.
Yeah.
I lived on the west side of LA, which is like the valley area. And everybody else always lived on like the east side of it, and that's like
an hour drive.
It's like an hour drive, literally.
Yeah.
Like literally an hour drive.
Yeah.
So I was driving back and forth with all these people just to help them out. No money asked for. Like my gas was just kept, you know, running and running, bro, and I wouldn't stop. And I mean, and I would never say no because I always took it as this is an opportunity for me to learn something new every day, you know?
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's what I was doing for like the first year.
Dang.
10,000 hours. You got to get your 10,000 hours.
It's like Malcolm says, no losses, only lessons.
You got it.
So what was the biggest lesson you took away from doing those things for free and working with all these people, driving, you know?
I'm never doing it again, that's for sure.
He said, that's what I learned.
He's like, that's what I learned.
Never again. Never again.
I'm never doing that again because, bro, like people cross you regardless.
They take
Like,
advantage of you.
like I got taken advantage of, and I can tell you guys a story right now if you guys want to hear it.
Well, hey, we got time.
Let's hear it.
So,
Let's hear it.
Think about it. Like, I got to California, right? I met this girl. We were like really cool friends, you know. We started from the first day we met, bro. We started filming. Like, I started helping her film, and after that, we started filming and like just content, like repetitively, like every day, we were filming, bro. She started getting a bunch of numbers coming in. She started just growing and growing, and around that time, like people were already starting to know who I was because I was like, oh look, it's Tony, like the camera guy, the camera guy. Everybody was just calling me the camera guy.
Yeah.
But no one ever called me like Tonzi or anything like that. It was always just Tony, right? So as soon as the more I was doing it, the more like, you know, she was working more. She started working with this other guy that owned the 7-Eleven.
Okay.
And we started making it like a little more bigger there, working with 7-Eleven. That 7-Eleven even like had her, gave her like a little sponsor or whatever it was. Damn. And then after a while, like we started doing other collabs, like with like a soccer team, like LA Galaxy. We worked with LA Galaxy, the Anaheim Ducks, like the hockey team.
Yeah.
We started working with all these like music, like the band Los Tigres del Norte. We worked with them, you know, like we were just doing a lot of things, like so. It was just like, it was lit, bro, you know. And then me personally, bro, how I'm seeing it now is like there's this guy that came around. It was like quote unquote supposed to be a manager, right? But he was more like an assistant. He was doing everything I was doing, but just claiming he was a manager. So he wasn't really doing much. You know, I was answering emails for her. That's what he was literally doing.
Okay.
So, what's it called? So after like a while, I started realizing that, you know, she was kind of leaving me out of things now. Like, and then that other person kept telling her like, you don't need him, like you don't need him, you know?
Yeah.
So then it came to a point where, like, she just didn't want to work with me no more because I got mad at her. I got upset, and I confronted her, and then she told me like, well, maybe you shouldn't just be my camera guy no more. And it was like it's like I let the other person win in a way, you know? So and I felt used because like I was like, bro, like I drove this girl everywhere. I didn't ask her for nothing. Not even like she would buy me food like here and there, but not like not as often or whatever. Or she would never even suggest to like, yo, like here's $20 for some gas, or oh, here's $20 for yourself because you were helping me, like anything like that. Like it was never nothing like that.
Dang.
So like for me, I got used like big time. And a lot of people don't see it that way, but if you really like look at everything how you should, like bro, there was no way like I wasn't gaining anything from it.
Right.
Yeah. Right, well, because you were invested as like a team. You thought, you know, you were invested as a team.
Yeah, and like everybody else that was a part of that team.
Yeah.
They're all like
they're still there.
Yeah. Damn. I'm the only one that got kicked out.
Wow.
Basically.
Wow. And you think it's because of the quote unquote manager? Like, was that somebody you guys knew, or was it just a random person who came in?
Guy.
Wow.
I don't even know who he was or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what'd you learn from that one?
Shit, I don't
Like a serious lesson you learned from that one. If you were to meet, because you're just what are you, a year or two in?
I'm like a year and a half, I would say.
So let's say you come across another person and you guys decide you're like, man, we want to invest the time. What did you learn from the first one that you would have to implement on the second one?
I think you have to see, like between the lines, where you can't think like this person is gonna be nice and and try to like help you, because I wasn't really getting any help when I was in that whole situation. So now I think I wouldn't just trust somebody right away. I think it would be more like we would have to see with time. So I think I'm more cautious. There you go. Like,
there you go.
I learned to be cautious with the people I'm around with now.
Yeah,
no, that's a good thing, man. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, because that's pretty important for like these young kids that are getting into it. If you get because a lot of kids are getting a camera. I mean, we saw that West High is doing the making teaching them how to make beats and stuff. So I mean, if you think about it, a lot of these kids may go down that road and make, I don't know, 1,000 beats for somebody, and then they blow up, and then somebody don't take them with them. So it's a good lesson to learn for sure.
No, yeah, and it does happen. I mean, it happens in a lot of industries. Unfortunately, when you first getting in, people take your music, they take your ideas, they take your creativity.
I've had that happen already too, like where people take my ideas. Like my content kind of evolves around like women in a way, I guess now, because I make content where I kind of just talk about what a guy should do for a girl. Or getting yourself like a big boy, you know what I'm saying? Like that's really what my content does, and it brings in numbers. Majority of the time, it's like bringing numbers in, and it brings a lot of girls get attracted to it, so they come and they comment and whatever, right? And so like I see like now like a lot of other people that kind of look like me in a way, like they're big boys, with a little beard or whatever. They start doing the same thing now.
Okay.
And they give me the credit for the videos. Like they put on their bios like video credit to like me or what, like they put my name or whatever. So it's kind of cool though that people like look at you and they're like, wow, this guy's like doing this. Like I'm gonna try to do it as well.
I mean, they're using your ideas, maybe not stealing them, but they're maybe inspired by the things you're doing.
I think that's the coolest thing ever though.
Because that's like how did they say it? The best form of flattery is imitation, or something like that. Somebody
said that, Drake?
No, I don't think so. I don't know who said. It's older than Drake. I think that's
maybe Drake got it from somebody.
Yeah.
What would you say is a key to becoming a successful influencer? Even though you're only a year and a half in, you got enough success to kind of give away or tell somebody a couple secrets, a couple tips.
I think it's just like I said, like the first thing is always being consistent. That's like number one, I feel like. And another thing is boosting your confidence up. Having confidence in doing all these videos really helps, because I think that's one thing I struggled with was confidence. So and being camera shy as well, is like you have to have the confidence to be in front of the camera and on what you say.
Right.
So that was one of I think that's one of the biggest things, is being confident. But like also you gotta be consistent with everything you do. Like if you're really trying to chase social media, like do it, stay consistent, be confident, and just let everything else work itself out. And you never know. I mean, you could either make it overnight, or you can make it in a month, or however long it takes, basically.
Now what would you recommend? How many posts a day or a week?
When I first started, I was posting 3 times a day: morning, midday, and night. That's how I started.
Wow.
And now I just post once or twice, depending on what I'm doing throughout the day. But it just really depends on, like, if the more you post, the more engagement you'll get. Because they say that after like the 7th video, one of the videos, like if you post 7 times a day, out of those 7, one video blows up. So that's like.
So is that like the number 7 a day is what somebody should shoot for, or is it?
I'm talking about in a day. Like, so in a day, if you post 7 videos in one day, one of those most likely will blow up. But if you post 7 times out of a week,
right,
one of those videos will still blow up. So it's just, you know, being however you feel consistent with.
Right.
Because, well, on TikTok, for example, there's not just people that make videos as in like dancing videos or lip singing, or a lot of people do lifestyle videos, cooking videos, you know, gaming or whatever the case is. Like, so a lot of people, you'll know what like you'll know if you do like different types of videos every time, you'll know what people like. And as soon as once you find what people like, that's what you continue to do, or you expand and just do, you know, other stuff as well.
Okay. So what is TikTok your main social media platform, or what do you say is actually, I'll just ask you that first because it's probably like two parts. What's your main social media platform?
I think so TikTok would be my main social media platform, and also after that would be Instagram, I guess.
Okay. And do you feel like the future is in TikTok, or do you think it's just kind of something that's right now?
I think it's right now because I feel like within a year or two there's gonna be a new platform. Just like I feel like it always happens. You know, like we had Vine, we had Musical.ly, now we have TikTok. I feel like there's gonna be a new one coming soon. And I feel like when that new one comes in, everybody need to jump on it right away, because that's what happened with TikTok, you know?
Right.
But the thing is that TikTok wasn't really in the US. It was like
over
China or something.
Right.
Man, can we say China on here?
Yeah, man.
I'm just messing with you. No, but yeah, because we always, us ourselves, we're still new into the whole, we're not like influencers per se, but we always ask about the platforms, because we talk about YouTube and Instagram, and, you know, others are doing TikTok, but we haven't really focused so much on TikTok. So we're trying to gauge where the future is going. But
I feel like with TikTok, especially with podcasts, it's a little more challenging for you guys, because I've had this conversation with other podcasters, and I have the same conversation with them, and I tell them, like, I think with podcasts you have to post consistently, but you gotta post obviously like either intelligent kind of videos where like you're like spreading advice and stuff like that, or if it's about like events that people go through, you know. A lot of people like those kind of videos, but also like the drama is where where people find podcasts, like, you know, entertaining. But it's I feel like for podcasters though, trying to get up on TikTok, it's a challenge, because there's a lot out there too, you know.
Right. Yeah, I feel like TikTok's always been like a time, just like if you're just sitting there and you just want to scroll through some stuff. That's what TikTok's for. But that's just me. What platform do you feel people should, or even new people should, be focusing on when they start?
Honestly, I think it just depends. Like me, I was on Instagram already for a while. Then I found TikTok. You know, I started growing on TikTok. Then my Instagram started growing as well. So I feel like since I found TikTok, like, that's what really helped me grow on my other platforms, you know. Because right now I'm working on transitioning from TikTok to YouTube slowly. So I'm going to start posting more on my YouTube and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm aiming for now. And obviously, like, I'm going to start changing, obviously, my content on TikTok too. So so it's just like right now I'm going through a transition of, you know, trying to get everything involved.
Right.
And like myself as well, like my life. Yeah. So that's going to be something new for me. But I feel like I use TikTok a lot. So whoever wants to really start something, TikTok is the way to go at the moment, because people are still blowing up from there from like out of nowhere.
True.
Yeah, just to drive traffic.
Yeah.
What about? I mean, you know, obviously this is something that you're passionate about right now. You know, you don't have a wife, no kids, right?
Yeah.
So let's say 5-10 years down the road, man, wife and kids, do you think you'll still be creating? Do you think you'll still be a creator? Do you see yourself maybe switching to something different?
I think I'll still be creating. I think I would, because I know I wouldn't be with someone that doesn't support what I do for sure. So I would want to be with a supportive person, and that's the only way I would be able to continue doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you know, all this stuff, can be a source of income.
Right.
And even now with like how I'm doing it, it's working out for me. I make
Right.
something out of it already. So
Right.
I think with more time, you know, I just feel like whoever I'm with would have to understand that this is something that like I love to do, and
Right.
it can give us opportunities. you
Right.
know?
It's a part of who you are now.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Dope.
Now, do you have have you looked out 5 to 10 years to see where Tanzi could be or what the plan is for him?
Hopefully, it's just, you know, running YouTube, like and like having YouTube as my main platform
Yeah.
would be something cool for me, at least, because
Yeah.
then that would just mean that I'm focusing on like my actual life now and not just everything, you know. Because
Yeah.
I feel like if you're like really on YouTube, you're focusing on just putting one video a day or every 2 days, right, or a week
Right.
sometimes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have more time for yourself. Right now, it's like I'm working on TikToks. I'm working on
Right.
my
It
like
takes a lot of your
time.
and
So
energy.
I'm always busy, and then I'm working on full-time jobs. So it's kind of like I'm just everywhere at the
Yeah.
moment, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, nothing's holding me back. So
Right.
Right.
I'm kind of just doing it. You know?
Yeah. No, that's good, man. Yeah, that's why we kind of focused on YouTube and Instagram, because we, you know, to make the shorts, like a specific short was going to be harder than if we do, you know, a long form video and then chop it. We
Yeah.
felt like that was a little easier for us, at least.
I think YouTube Shorts are actually like gonna start popping off sometime in the beginning of 2024.
Yeah.
So I got that intel from somebody. So
Oh,
It's good to
So,
know.
hey,
It's good,
exposing
it's
me,
good to
exposing
know.
an electives
You heard that?
exclusive.
You heard that? That's good
Straight
to
from
know.
Hollywood.
That's good to
So,
know, man.
Who's he talking to?
I don't
Spike
know, man.
Lee?
Illuminati, man.
Illuminati, yeah.
Nah,
He's,
that's
They got
crazy.
you, man.
Man,
Did they get
hold
you out
on,
there?
man.
Did they get you
Nah,
out
nah,
there? I don't know, man.
No,
what's
but,
that hat
hey,
mean,
just
man?
something
I don't
that
know,
was-
man. I
I'm
never
just-
seen that initial before, man. I don't know what
This
that
right
hat
here?
means. Yeah.
Oh, it's fear of God.
Oh,
Oh, there
oh,
you
that's
go.
nice. There you go.
Yeah, I guess you don't got to worry about
You
the
got- yeah.
Illuminati, you know?
Thought they were
He's
waiting
on the
for
right
us
side.
outside.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Oh,
man.
man.
Well, good question to ask you too, brother. Is do you ever get burned out? You know,
Oh,
I think
yeah.
There's days, man, where
Every day.
yeah,
Every day, bro. I feel like it's because, like I said, I think working a full-time job is like really time consuming, but you have to do it, Rico, because over there in California, it's expensive.
Yeah, super expensive.
It's expensive, man. So just like, so I working my full-time job now, and then on my days off, I go and film, but after I get out of work, sometimes I want to go film. So I go and do that. And then there's times where like I don't have enough time in a day. Where you're just like, I don't like how
Yeah.
this video came out, so you restart, like you
Yep.
just continue going and going
Yeah.
and going. And I have friends that actually help me out over there,
dope.
but they're creators themselves, so it's not like
Yeah.
they're not really like I wouldn't say they're like my camera guy or a team
Yeah.
like that. It was
Right.
more like we're just friends helping each other out, just recording each other. I guess it's really
Dope.
what it is. But
Now, so have you looked at getting a team together? Because I remember because obviously we know each other from before.
yeah,
So I know you got a team out here, and have you started looking to put one together out there, or are you just kind
I
of like a
think,
lone wolf right now?
right now I'm kind of playing the role just being alone.
Yeah.
But you know, I actually talked to my friends here to see if they would be down to move over there. You know,
Yeah.
but it's like, you know, obviously like the circumstances are different because they have their families here. You know,
Right.
and maybe they don't see it the way I do. You know, so
Right,
I'm not really trying to like push them to doing it.
Right.
But it's an idea if they really want to work on, you know, getting themselves out there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, the people that I have here, they got my back, you know.
Right. Right.
So I know I can trust them if they were to go over there, you know, that we can all just work together and make it happen.
Right. Right.
But it was just like that was just like a conversation that was in the air. And
Yeah.
they were like they wanted to do it, but at the same time, it's like they don't know because they don't know what could happen out there, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
No.
think that's what makes it exciting is that you don't know
The unknown, right?
the unknown, just to see what happens.
Yeah.
Could blow up. Maybe not. I don't know. But
Yeah.
it's definitely worth a try because we had that same conversation with Justin when he
Yeah,
went
oh,
to
yeah.
Miami, and you know he went out there and then it ended up working out for him. He had shoots with Tory Lanez. Who was the other one he got in there
He
with?
got into the Kanye West listening
Kanye
party.
West. Yep.
He Jake Paul. got to meet Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Be there for a podcast episode with him and Tyreek Hill. He's also gotten to do some which I don't want to say it now because I want him to come on the podcast, and say what else he's been able to do within the year. But this dude has had the last 2 years have just been crazy. The spaces he's been in.
That's crazy.
But it's all because he took a risk. Kind of similar to what you did.
There's a lot of good perks to it though. I was able to I get invited to Steve Aoki, I think that's his name.
Oh yeah.
I get invited to his private parties now.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. And also,
right,
bro. No, they're insane, man.
Yeah,
they're insane. I gone to 2 of them already.
Yeah.
I've met a bunch of what's it called, actors, for example.
Yeah.
Tom Holland was in LA. We saw him. When
he's not that big, is he?
What do you mean?
Tom Holland? This guy plays Spider-Man, right?
Yeah. He's all right. I want to say 5'11", maybe.
Because in Hollywood, man, they make everybody look like 6'7", 6'8".
No, I feel it. Yeah, but I've gotten my first share of meeting people out there already. Logan Paul. I met Logan Paul.
Dope. Yeah, that's dope.
You know those Brad Martin, I think his name, Bradley Martin.
Yeah.
That guy, dude. They're everywhere. Over there, bro. It's you see everybody, and it's a normal. You don't get all excited for them or anything like that.
What's up?
And you're just oh, yo, what's up, man? And then you just walk away.
That's cool, man.
That's really what it is out there like that now.
So what would you be your last best piece of advice for somebody who's either starting out or has hit that maybe midpoint where they want to give up? What would be your best piece of advice?
Man, I think I've hit that point multiple times, and it's happened within the last 2 months where I'm it's getting harder now, And what's kind of keeping me going is just advice that I've heard before, like I said, being consistent and stuff. But you have to also think about it you've been doing this for a while now,
Yeah.
Why you want to stop now?
Right.
Why do you want to stop now? And I always think about it well, if I stop now, I'm letting down the people that I felt I was gonna make them live a better life, my family, for example.
Right.
I'm damn. So I think just thinking about not achieving what I told myself I would achieve is kind of what keeps me going instead of making me quit. Because I know if I quit, everything that I really want to work for it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I think just telling yourself why you want to do it kind of just always helped me keep going and not give up on the dream, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. No, yeah, man.
That's good,
I respect that, brother.
That's good.
Yeah. I
That's
could only
really
imagine. I mean, talking about, and we appreciate your honesty as well, because I think that's something that anybody, whether they're on social media or just life in general, you have to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Don't try to be Superman all the time.
No, yeah. I think that's one thing that everybody likes over there, for sure.
Dang.
And that's real, because I've met so many people, and I've met a person before where when I first met them, they weren't real. They were just acting. They were playing this character, right?
Yeah.
So I've met people like that play a character, but there was this one specific person that we were good friends, and they were playing this character, but slowly with time he started breaking, out of character. And then I got the real from him, and I was damn, so everybody just plays a character out there to be this person they're not really.
Yeah.
Because deep inside they're vulnerable as hell. They're really vulnerable, bro. You could break them like nothing, bro.
Yeah. So being yourself is
Very
very important.
Authenticity.
Yeah.
Don't be something you're not, because then you put yourself in a rabbit hole. You get stuck.
Yeah,
you
now
just
you
don't know
gotta
how to
keep
get
that
out.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
Yeah.
That's tough, man. Well, what do you say, Cuzzo? You got some left?
Let's see, man. No, I just want to say thank you for coming, man. Thank you for your time. We wish you safe travels back to LA, man, and to Hollywood. And we always say on this podcast, man, that there's no losses, only lessons. So every mishap that you have, one day you'll be able to look back, man, and tell a great story.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
appreciate you, man.
Yeah, for
Thank you
sure,
guys.
man. Well, hit them with that outro, Cuzzo.
Where's my camera? Where am I looking?
You got 3 of them.
I'm just
Pick
kidding.
one.
All right. As always, we appreciate you guys watching. We appreciate you listening. We'll see you on episode 34. Take care. Have a good day. Peace.
Peace.